Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today. And though you've come through many obstacles.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to Shaman King 2021, episode 19. So, last time we reached the village, we got to meet God, apparently, and Lyserg is kind of nowhere to be found. But they need a new member for the team, and it's obvious it's going to be our good old friend Faust, especially when Manta happens upon him at the end. But we're about to start a tournament, and we've already got one team. Ren is leading a team with Horo Horo and our newest group member, Chuckalove McDonald. So now we just have to wait to see what else happens, because if Faust joins the team, that's going to be it, right? It would be Yo, Faust, and Ryu. They're the only ones left, unless you do count Mata and Anna. But Anna can fight, but Mata can't. So I'm not sure exactly what else it's going for here. I guess we'll have to find out. So let's just get into this, hope for the best, see what we've got in store. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play, because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, this was a very good start to the tournament arc. We get a little build up to it beforehand, and then it just kind of takes a bit of a time skip. Which is always a risky move, because if you don't do it right, it'll definitely feel like you're just missing shit. You know what I mean? But I think it was actually handled well here, because there's one scene that if it weren't in there, it would ruin everything, and the time skip into the actual tournament would have actually hurt the series. But because they have the one scene in there, that's all that's needed. So after coming across Faust, Manta ends up fainting, and he's taken by Faust to the others. Faust simply asks, in order to continue working towards his dream, he asks them to join, if he can join their team. They at first say no because they're still looking for Lyserg, but later on we find out that he does join them. And it then would skip to the tournament if it weren't for one scene first. And this one scene that I was talking about already is the scene showing that Lyserg is now going to be working with the Angels. I forgot exactly what the team was called. If it didn't show that, and it just skipped ahead to them on the helicopter heading towards the tournament, and, you know, Faust is with them and everything, it would have felt completely like, it would have been super confusing, out of place, and I feel like I would just have been missing something. Like, you could say, like, maybe you could say that, like, that's the point. Oh, it could lead to an interesting question, like, okay, what happened to Lyserg? Where's Lyserg at? Especially once they say, oh, we don't know what team Lyserg is on. It's like, there would be a lot of questions in that regard. But at the same time, it would just cause a lot more confusion and a lot more just insincere lack of clarity regarding where this is going. And I don't think they need to do that. It would feel kind of out of place for this series. So it just wouldn't work. So by having that one scene showing him with the leader of the Angels, who apparently is not actually the leader, so that's a thing, we see that Lyserg is with them. We get the information we need, so that when it suddenly skips ahead and Faust is with Yo and Ryu, we understand why. And so I like that. So we do skip ahead. Ryu is losing his mind over them not being able to have Lyserg on their team because, like, we know Ryu had a bit of a thing for Lyserg because he was attractive and everything, and Ryu likes attractive people, I guess. He also thought Lyserg was a girl at first. And this brings up an interesting question. Lyserg is still attracted to him, like very notably so. In fact, they're making a point of showing him still being attracted to him and still wanting to team up with him and stuff. And it's like, you kind of got to wonder, and this is not saying it as a bad thing, actually saying it as a good thing. Could Ryu actually be queer? Like I'm kind of headcanoning that right now because I think he does like Lyserg, like him. And part of that is just because, again, he's attractive, in Ryu's eyes. There's the issue of other things in regards to that, but still, it's like, I just have to wonder if there is something in there. If there is something to that. But either way, moving on. Because again, there's a lot of other issues with that too. So they reach this island that is perfect for tournaments because it's really uninhabited and abandoned, and it's used kind of as a vacation spot, they said, but it's right now it's just being used for this. It seems to be owned by Tokyo as well, so that's interesting. But they go onto the island where they've constructed a tournament arena, and some of the helicopters going with them are bringing fans basically to the crowd. They say cheerleaders in the subtitles. I think some of the subtitles are off at points, so I'm not 100%. Like, it's not wrong, it's just they're off a little bit. That makes it a little confusing. So it's like they're bringing fans to the arena for the tournament, which makes sense. And we also see that the Tao family are headed there, and it's like, oh, okay. Hi, June. It's good to see you again. But yeah, so they get there. We have our tournament announcer and everything, and we get into the first match, which right away is against one of Hao's teams. We have Team Earth of Hao's Alliance, which consists of Bose, who I did not expect to see again, and Peyote. Bose are the two musicians and exorcists, I believe they refer to themselves as. And Peyote is someone we don't really know anything about, but based on this episode, can seemingly puppet other people with his oversoul. And they are facing Team The Ren, which is Ren, Horohoro, and Chocolove McDonald. Ren, choosing not to fight weaker opponents, allows Chocolove to handle Bose. And he does. He takes them out a couple of times. But unfortunately, they keep getting up, thanks to, well, Peyote. Peyote is somehow puppeting them, using his oversoul to control them and all, so we'll have to see next episode exactly what's going on there. Ren does notice this, though. So it looks like maybe he and Horo Horo are going to start focusing on Peyote, maybe? We'll have to see. I'm definitely interested to see what happens going forward. Because I assume Team the Ren is going to win this match. But it's like, what else are we going to have? Like, what other kinds of shaman abilities are we going to see throughout this? I'm definitely interested. And I really also liked Anna in this episode. She was fantastic, honestly. I almost considered using her for the thumbnail if it wasn't for Chocolove just being a badass. Um, she just had some really, really great moments that really just sold her character extremely well, including the fact that she memorized the book that will help defeat Hao. And it's just like, oh yeah, I already memorized this. Here's Hao's guardian spirits. Let's kick ass. And it's like, oh shit. She could easily enter this shaman fight herself if she wanted to, but she doesn't want to because she just wants Yo to win. She could probably dominate most of this, honestly. I honestly feel she is legitimately that strong, that skilled, and that knowledgeable that she could dominate most of this tournament. Um, which is really fucking funny to think about because she's just a bystander basically. um, but yeah, so a good start to the tournament arc, and as usual, I don't remember much of any of this, like from the original anime. Though I know the tournament was in the original anime. In fact, I think it was the last thing in the original anime. I think the original one ended after the tournament. Because I think I looked that up a few weeks back. I think I looked up like when the original anime ended, or if it like went to a anime original ending or whatnot. Because I think I originally thought it did have an anime original ending. But I think now it just kind of ended after the tournament. If I remember right from when I looked it up. I might be wrong, but I think that's what it was. Which really sucks, too, for it to not have actually concluded the story at all. In any way, even if it were anime original. Um, it's interesting, though, that apparently it was still very different just because of filler and stuff. But I do kind of wonder what this was like in the original. Maybe I should check it out sometime. Because I haven't seen the original in years, so. Either way, tell me in the comments below, what did you think of this episode of Shaman King 2021? And for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.